Hey guys, it's Amanda, and today I want to share with you my review of the HP Envy34C. Now the other day I shared with you guys the video of my PC that I built, and you guys were really curious about my monitor, so I definitely want to go over that and give you guys my review and share my thoughts and opinions about it. One of the neat little touches that HP included with this is their color calibration factory report. So this is a log of everything that was done and how it was calibrated, so you know you're going to get some decent color accuracy straight out of the box with this. So one of the things I want to note is this is a media display. It's not meant solely for being a computer display, and we'll cover some of the other things that it can be used for. So built in are 6-watt left and right speakers with DTS audio. Now at first I didn't necessarily love the look of this on my desk, but now that I've gotten a little more used to it, I'm really glad that they've included this. Had they have put in downward firing speakers, they just wouldn't have sounded near as good, and I'm glad I don't have to worry about adding extra speakers to take up even more space on my desk. And with any built-in speakers, they're not the greatest, but they definitely get the job done. So this is a curved monitor. It's got WQ HD display. It has a 178-degree viewing angle, picture-in-picture, mobility connect. You can connect by HDMI, MHL, or DisplayPort. It's got a 3000:1 static contrast. It's got integrated speakers, which we just talked about, a headphone jack, which took me forever to find, and a remote control. So while we're on the topic of the remote, let's just go ahead and go over it. Some of the functions are, it allows you to turn your monitor on and off, navigate through the menus, as well as control the volume. This thing has a matte finish on the front and a curve to the sides, and the back of it is a glossy finish, which does print up pretty well. But if you're going to be watching movies, it's great to have this because we all know that the volumes go up drastically and then back down. Moving along, let's talk about the stand. I don't see it listed anywhere, but I believe this is made out of one piece of solid metal, and this thing is extremely robust, and it has to be because this monitor weighs just a little over 20 pounds. There is no height adjustment, but it does allow you to tilt it forward and backward to get the right viewing angle. This requires no tools to assemble, you just simply slide it in, and this thing looks beautiful. I know the design is to make it look like it's floating and kind of just in mid-air, but I wish those little side support beams were just a little bit wider, because right now my cables are wider than them, and normally I try to hide them behind something like that, and it kind of keeps it a little more messy looking in my opinion. If you guys are looking to mount this on the wall or even on some sort of custom stand, it does include a VESA mount and all the screws for that. Flipping around to the back side, we have a power supply off, the connector for your power supply. If you'd like to use the USB ports, the first thing you're going to notice this odd-shaped port is to directly plug the USB from your computer into this monitor, and then your USB ports themselves. Moving over to the other side, we have an HDMI input, an MHL input, which what that does is it allows you to display something like your tablet or phone over high definition on this large display. They've also included the cable that allows you to do that, or you can use it just as a regular HDMI input. There's also a display port and then a lock over to the far right. Located just underneath the screen, there is a scroll wheel for adjusting the volume, and then right next to that there is a headphone input. On the complete opposite side of the panel, you have your menu button along with your plus and minus buttons for scrolling through the menu if you've misplaced your remote. Just to show you guys how much curve there is to the screen, I laid this thing down flat on a relatively flat surface just to kind of give you guys an idea of how much curve there actually is to the screen and kind of what you guys can expect, because it's really hard to shoot straight on and show you that there's a curve at all, but it's there and it looks great. HP has treated the screen itself with an anti-glare coating, and I have this thing in a lot of light shining directly on it, so you can see some glares, but in your normal situations and normal lighting, with a 21:9 aspect ratio and 178-degree viewing angles, this thing looks fantastic from any angle which you're sitting or viewing it in. So one of the things I couldn't wait to do with this was to game on it. I connected my Xbox One just using the HDMI cable, and someone said, "How did it stretch out? It only supports 1080p. I don't know, I just connected and it worked, and I really love the look and feel of it. I wondered at first if it would feel a little awkward, but it didn't. It's really awesome having that curved display and playing the games. You just kind of feel like you're a little more into it. One thing that I really love is this has a built-in picture-in-picture. So say you're playing a video game and you want to put your computer screen up to the top left or top right. You can change that, and I'll show you just a moment in settings. But say you want to put something up there like your Twitter feed, or you're expecting an email, or maybe some game stats, or even just play the game up there, is you can set up where it's at. So like right now I had it set up where one was on the top left and one was the main screen, but you can set it up where they're both side by side, and there's just different profiles that you can go through and ways you can adjust it. But basically, it depends on what you're using it for. So it's nice that you have that control. Say you're playing a video game on the main screen and up at the top left there's a map. Well, you can go through and adjust this to where it's not overlaid over the top of what you're specifically needing to see. So guys, all in all, I'm really happy with this monitor. Right now it's been hovering around the $850 price tag, and I'll drop a link down below where you guys can check this out and possibly pick up one for yourselves. If there's any more questions that you guys have, there's so many things that I couldn't cover in this video, but if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll definitely go over them for you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.